Hey everybody, welcome to Hayfrosells. I've got a special episode for you tonight. All right, so I know I've teased this a little bit. By the way, my name is Jeff. I'm a full-time reseller on eBay. Have been for 8 years, part-time, 3 years prior to that. So I've been on the platform since 2011. This has been the most challenging year ever. And it's frustrating, it's scary for a lot of people out there. I hear on my channel all the time how things are so dire that people are having to go back and get a job. They have to cross post, their sales are cut, page views are cut, impressions are cut. But we're going to be talking about all of those things. We're going to be talking about the things that matter, and we're going to be talking about what when I say we, I'm referring to JL Stanton 68, Jack. We've become friends through this channel, and we bounce ideas off of each other quite a bit through text and through talk. And a few weeks ago, almost a few weeks ago, he came to me and his sales were suffering quite bad, and it was demoralizing. And it was just like everybody on YouTube talk, trying to figure stuff out, speculating here, speculating there, high sell-through rate this, high sell-through rate that, item specifics this, do this, go back to your store, do a store audit, spend the next couple months, depending on how big your store is, going back and changing all updating item specifics. The truth is we don't even know if that's gonna have the impact that you want. I mean, I imagine if somebody's doing that, they're gonna want a significant return on their investment of all the time that it takes to do that. But the problem is that it's still all speculation to some point. How many item specifics to add, hiding keywords in item specifics, all the things in terms of like it's rampant, and at the end of the day, nothing concrete has been proven on a widespread level to help people get more sales. And so Jack said to me, he goes, Jeff, he's like, what is actually working right now in terms of getting sales? And I was like, well, I thought about it, and I'm like, not a whole lot. I mean, prior to this, for me and my account, having 2 different eBay stores, upselling helps sometimes. Listing helps, at least it seems to. But it started to get to a point where that was demoralizing in terms of just like listing and not seeing sales. And then for me personally, what else worked for me, and it didn't really have to do with eBay, but listing off of eBay, local sales. That was helping me get through these dark ages of reselling, as I like to call them. And then he brings this idea to me, and he's like, I used to do this thing back in June, and it showed some promising results. And for whatever reason, he got away from it. He probably got caught up in everything else that was going on. So you need to stay with me through the entire show, because I'm gonna show you through statistics, through my back office statistics. I have Jack, so we have 3 stores that we've gone through, and I'm going to show you everything that I'm going to show you exactly step by step what you can do starting tomorrow. And there's a reason why you got to do it tomorrow, unless you're in Australia or England, then you can do it a little bit earlier than that. But if you're in the US and Canada, you got to wait until tomorrow. I'm going to go over all that. This is no speculation. Yeah. Okay, so one thing that I want to get completely clear on is the concept of impressions are a worthless statistic. There's nothing about them that you need. We're not going to be talking about them. If you are on the impression bandwagon train, I am going to show you my statistics as well, just for more correlation that this method of what I'm going to share with you will increase impressions. But page views are the thing that you really need to pay attention to. Impressions, if they went away from my back office, I would not lose sleep over them, and I would not need them to run my business. Page views are the absolute most important concept that you need to get into your brain. You need people to actually see your products, not impressions. Impressions are so damaging of a statistic to focus on because we don't know what our items are being shown. It's like Jack and I were talking about, if you were going to get a steak, you were hungry, you had a long day of work, and you saw an advertisement for a vegetarian meal, you're not even going to pay attention to it. So impressions are like, they're not targeted, and they're just, yeah. So get that out of your head. The biggest threat to all of us resellers on eBay is visibility, in my opinion. And I'm going to be all over the map, guys. I've got notes, I've got charts. I really want to try to make sure I cover everything. It's not your item specifics. It's not how many pictures you have. It's not high sell-through rate. It's not how much you promote. And it's not your seller rating. In our opinion, is its visibility. The changes that eBay have implemented, and we believe that it has to do with promoted listings, and it has to do with the search feature, and how the two are not conducive to buyers being able to locate our items. Our items get buried, they disappear, they go on vacation somewhere, they're hanging out on an island, and they're chilling by themselves, our products, and they're not being seen. And I don't think this is intentional, and I don't think it's malicious. I just think that there's something fundamentally wrong. And then you add in the international shipping, and then again, we all know this. So what he proposed to me, it's a new take on an old concept. And it has to do with deleting and sell similar. Now, so many people are saying that that's dead, that eBay does not recognize that as a new item, does not garner a boost in search, and that, unless you're going in and you're changing a bunch of things about the item, or you're putting it in the freezer, as Polish Pete would say, and letting it chill out there for 6 months, that there's no reason to do delete and sell similar. And I'm here to tell you, based on my statistics that I'm going to show you guys, that's not true. That's not true. Delete and sell similar is not dead. In fact, it's very much alive. Now, what Jack used to do was he would delete and sell similar a couple hundred items, and he would get a boost, and then he basically, he would do a little bit more, and then he would get a boost. And at some point in his trial and error, he just decided, I'm going to do my whole store. I'm going to do my whole store, and I'm going to see what happens. And he would do it. And this was back in June when he did it. He would get a massive boost the first day, a decent sized boost. on the second day, and then each consecutive day after the boost would go down. But he would notice his page views were significantly higher than they were kind of like whatever his 30-day average of page views was. And he would do this and he would make sales. And then every fourth day he would do it again. So that's the gist of it. You delete and you sell similar your entire store every fourth day. Now, you got to have a store. You got to have a premium store, and you got to have basically, enough listings. And eBay gives us about 50,000 listings. And those are resources to us that we need to use, right? I'm going to stop right now, and then I'm going to flip my camera around, and I'm going to show you the statistics for those of you who feel that this particular method isn't going to see the results because everyone else is saying that it's dead. Okay, so here is in my back office, and ignore impressions, they're useless. Page views. You can see that I was averaging right around, there's 186, 219, 204, 218. I was averaging about 200 page views prior to the first reset, is what we call it. The first reset that we did, and we wanted to do 3 cycles of these resets and kind of gauge across 3 different stores what the results would be. The first day of the first reset, so deleted, sold similar, the entire store. It takes about 45 minutes to do for a 4,000 item store. And we can only speak to the size, and we'll talk about sizes of stores and what we found works and what we found don't works, and we'll rely on feedback from you guys when you guys start trying this, and let us know how it goes for you. But you can see, like, the first day, 774 page views, and I'm telling you, the ability to send offers to watchers went off the charts. I think I had sent out, on one of the resets, I had up to 90 offers sent out to people. Like, it was just nuts. It was, there was action, there was sales, there were actual offers coming in. So, but you can see, so I resetted my store on October 10th, 11th, 12th, and then you do it, and then you do the next reset. And there was even bigger results here in terms of page views. Let me show you Maria's. Same difference. Like, her store, this chart actually looks kind of bizarrely weird. I don't know why these page views, but you can see they were so small. And I think her store kind of averages, that was 158, 155, 132. I would say her average page views are right around 140 to 150 per day. And when I did her first reset, got 1,900 page views. 1,900 page views. Now, we don't know why. Now, you see, let me tell you a little backstory. I didn't learn about delete and sell similar until April, when essentially it stopped kind of working, I guess. So I never really did it. And even now when I did it, I really only did like 25 or 50 listings a day. And then at that time, I would normally also reduce the price a little bit of the item, but I never really saw a boost from it. So as far as Maria's store, I'm actually in the middle of her second reset right now. And so you can see 1925, 521, 407, and then I did the next reset. And then I got up to 1518, 475. And today is actually kind of slow. And I'll be doing the third reset on her store tomorrow. Here's Jack's chart. It shows the same pattern of lower page views and then big spikes. He sent me another chart right now. He goes 1,000% on external site page views. That's for the first 7 days. And he wanted me to point out on this one that his quantity sold is still up 113%. And so this is his report since doing the reset, October 10th to October 17th. Impressions up 287, page views up 558%, quantity sold up 113%. Organic impressions, those are all up, even though we don't like to talk about impressions. He says he's at up 12.8% in the top 20, up 691%. So this does increase placement. These are my stats. I'm doing it from October 10th, from the first reset to today. And you can see page views up 183%, quantity sold up 45%, top 20 slot search slot impressions 11.4%, up 517%. Page views up 203%, external sites up 135%. Now I want to take this time to talk about what somebody might say about how, by deleting and self-similar, you break that link with Google. The thing is, we're still getting external site views. I don't know where they're coming from, but we're still getting them. And I can only speak for my own personal experience with my sales is I would rather do this and get sales than not do this and not get sales and keep my link with Google. I don't see that as that big of a reason to not try this. And then finally, this is Maria's traffic statistics from the date of the first reset on the 12th. And you can see top 20 search slot impressions up 745%. Page views up 437%. Quantity sold up 136%. I mean, it's impressive. And if you want to look at impressions, which again, I don't really care anything about, you can see how impressions have gone off. Just gone off. Performance and sales. So this is from October 12th to October 17th on Maria's store. Net sales up 22%. Quantity sold up 130%. What else? For some reason, I had much more staggering numbers on my store versus Maria's store, and I don't know if it just has to do with there are similar, but there are also different merchandises on each of those stores. And here is my this is my store. My sales since I started the reset, October 10th. Now I did have one big ticket item sell that was for $550. Now, that was a direct result of the reset. I sent an offer out, he sent a counter, and I agreed on that price. So you could look at it like some of these percentages, total sales up 170. Quantity sold, 32, up 45%. Sales via fixed, yeah, I said that one. So it doesn't really matter that I had one large ticket item that inflates these a little bit. The fact is I wouldn't have had that sale had I not done that, because that item would not have been visible for whatever reason to that buyer. Okay, stats don't lie, guys. And this is not like the most ideal thing to do. But when you're in survival mode and you're trying to think outside the box of what is actually working, what can we do? What can we do that we can say, do this. This is not speculation. Do this, see what happens. And I'm asking you guys. All right, so basically, let's get into, it's not rocket science, but I do need to cover some things because there are some more there's some little nuances, and there's actually, like, this is just the beginning, in my opinion. Like, this is a start to stop the hemorrhaging of our sales. And I would rather take 45 minutes every fourth day and restart my sales, refresh my listings. We have if you have a certain size store, you have access to those listings. You might as well use them. eBay gives them to you for a reason. And if it jumpstarts your sales and you start seeing success from this, it's win-win. The way I look at it, it's win-win for you, it's win-win for the buyer, it's win-win for eBay. I feel like this proves that you've got it's not the buyers. It's not the buyers that are the problem. It's not the seller's problem. It's not the sellers that are the problem. It's not their items. In most cases, I mean, yeah, there are some bad things that people sell, but it's you've got the buyers and you've got some sellers, and then you've got this wall there's something going on. There's a disconnect. There's something going on that is preventing buyers from seeing people's items. I'm convinced it's a visibility issue. I'm convinced of it because I have seen, let me show you guys something. I sold this today. Okay, they're esthetician's tools. I'm going to read to you my title. This is probably one of the worst titles. This is what not to do when you're listing something. And this item has been in my store for over 2 years. Esthetician tools, parentheses, sickle, scaler, and sign, others, parentheses, dash, pre-owned, dash, CPICs. How did they find it? It's a direct result of the reset. It's like they were actually able to find it. Like, because that's like one of the worst titles you would ever have. I sold this the other day, so regular viewers will remember this. It was a little sword, like for an action figure. This is the title. God's, G-O-D-S, M-A-R-Z, God's Mars sword, parentheses. Pretty sure this is what this is, end parentheses, CPICs. It's still sold. I need to stress here that I personally, I have not gone back and have not changed a single item specific on my listings. That is just, for me, it's too time consuming in my opinion. And I'm having record sales right now. Am I paying more attention to item specifics of new items that I list? Yes, I am. Am I filling in everything? No, I am not. I mean, everything that's required, and maybe a little bit more. Like maybe just like 10% more. Like I'm guilty of being the bare minimum guy when it comes to item specifics. I'm doing a little bit more than the item specifics for the new items that I list, but I have not gone back and I have not changed a single item specific in any of my listings. All right, two points that are very important in this process. So let's just, basically, you go through, and Jack, Jack's gonna, he wrote something up. It's gonna be in the description. It's gonna detail exactly what you need to do. If you run auctions, be careful, because you don't want to end auctions. You don't want to end your auctions when you're doing the deleting and the relisting. I had some auctions. I just got rid of them. Like, it's not like they were performing anyways. I just turned them into fixed price and to be done with it. I just found that's the other thing. Now, also, if you want to keep your watchers, what you do is you go to your active listings, and then you sort it by watchers, and then you click the sort again so the watchers go all the way down to the bottom. And then when you delete like the first 200 and then the next 200, so basically you delete 200, you go to your unsold, you refresh, you sell similar on those, and then you go back to your active listings and you refresh, and you make sure that the 200 that just disappeared reappeared on there, and then you go back and then you delete the 200 from your unsold. You want to be very mindful when you do this, right? You take note of how many items are in your store. Sorry, my wife's calling. You want to be very mindful when you're doing this. You don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to sell similar, have those 200 in there, and then forget to delete them, and then go into your actives and then delete more, and then put those. You need to pretty much be very focused when you do this. Again, this is not the best. This is not the best solution, right? But we don't know how long visibility with people's items are going to be a concern. So auctions, watchers. Let me see what else I want to cover. A couple other things that we've learned, and we have suggestions for. It's best to not do the reset in the middle of the night. For some reason, Jack did it, his last reset, in the middle, and late. I think it was 2 a.m. on the West Coast. And I chose to do it too, but for different reasons. Like, I knew I was going to have a busy day the next day. So I just decided to get a jump on it, thinking, that was probably the best thing to do. And I feel like the third cycle on my store has been the weakest. So I would advise doing it sometime after 10 a.m. West Coast time. Well, any wherever you are, and you can experiment a little bit. And as you guys try it, leave comments. Leave your experience, leave feedback, questions, comments, suggestions. We're in this, we are all in this together, right? This is the whole point of us sharing. And Jack wanted to also give a couple shout outs for people, YouTubers in the community. James, My Boring Resell Life, it's people that have an impact on the community that leads people to think about other ways to move forward. So there's James, Josh Galt, and Arena Vision. These are all people who are they're in the community. They're trying to figure out ways to get sales, to better the community. And I was thinking to myself, there's probably people out there that know this. There's probably people out there, either resellers, and they've discovered that resetting your entire store does something. It does something. It gives your overall store a significant boost. And I don't know if it has to do with the amount of items that you're relisting, or if it's just. And if you have a big store, so let's say you have 20,000 items in your store. You can't reset your entire store. Like, that would just be, I mean, you could, but do like 4,000 every 4 days, just, and then, sort them by oldest, and do 4,000 on one day, and then 4 days later do the next 4,000, and you're rebooting kind of enough, resetting enough of your store that it's going to have a significant impact. And those people who come in, and you're gonna see, it's wild. It's wild when you see how much activity that you can have in your store. So for 1 hour, you just kind of got to incorporate it in your system. Jack can do it in like 30-35 minutes. I normally takes me a little bit longer. It takes me 45 minutes to an hour to kind of just do it, because I want to take my time. You up your organic views, your external views, your promoted listing views, your watchers, you're increasing watchers, and the ability to send offers to these watchers. Like, at one point on one of my stores, like I said, I had 90 offers out. Now, also, this will teach us about our pricing. Maybe my pricing is a little too high. Maybe I'm not converting some of these sales because I need to adjust my prices, right? Like, reselling is a constant massaging of techniques, right? There's things that there's other ways. Like I said, this doesn't end here. Sales increase, items sold increase, offers that I've just got, right? Like I'm not talking about offers to watchers. Just somebody seeing something and just sending me an offer, versus them putting that in their watch list and waiting for us to send them an offer. I do feel one thing that I think has really changed over the last, 4 or 5 months is buyers' mentality when it comes to knowing, maybe not knowing, but maybe just sensing desperation in sellers. So they know to add an item to a watch list because they know they're going to get a discount, a minimum 5% discount, sometimes significantly more. So it was nice when I just got an offer out of the blue, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's actually, I haven't got one of those in a while. Countering power. Your countering power will go up. What I mean by that is, when you start to see sales coming in, you don't feel so, oh man, I better accept this offer. I don't know when I'm going to get another offer. Have you felt like that recently? Have you felt like you almost feel compelled to go ahead and accept a lower offer because your sales have been crap? Well, you're going to get some of that back. You're going to get some of that countering power where you're like, oh, you know what? Maybe I don't need to accept this offer. Maybe I can counter, and maybe I can feel okay if he declines, because I know it is worth more than that. Confidence. Your confidence is going to go back up, right? I've heard. I was on Josh's channel the other day, and the Golden State Picker, who I do enjoy his videos, he was saying how he used to get X amount of sales over the weekend, and now he's getting this amount of sales. And it's starting to make him question whether this is even a viable business to do. Like, for me to hear that from him is shocking to me, because I've seen some of his What Sold videos, and he's really good at what he does. Stress is going to go down. Your stress is going to go down. And your desire to list and source will come back. Like, I don't know about you guys, but there have been times where I'm like, I don't even really feel like listing, because I don't know if it's doing anything. I don't know if anybody's even going to see these items. So, if those things interest you, if you want those things, just, what do you have to lose, right? Give it a try, and I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised at what happens. All right. I had to take a break to eat. Let's see, where were we? In conclusion, let's wrap this up. Jack and I, we welcome devil's advocates' perspectives here. Please, everything that, devil's advocate, feedback, questions, comments, put it in the comment section so Jack and I can both respond. My contact information will be in the description box, and there's going to be a lengthy bit that Jack typed up that he wanted me to put in there that is relevant, and so definitely read that. It's kind of like, it kind of goes with the video aspect of it, explanation, the explanation of what we're doing, the eBay reset. Basically, we wanted to find a way to get more page views. Page views are the most absolute important thing, the most important metric. It's people that are actually interested in your items. And from here, after you guys do this and you give your experiences in the comment section, come back to this post. It's very important, because if there's other people on the fence and they don't really, they don't know whether they want to do it, it's important for them to see other people's experiences to get them on board, because the whole point of this is to help the community, to help plug the holes that we're all experiencing, right? And so ways that you guys out there that are watching this right now, ways that you can help is engage in the comment section, questions, give your feedback, like and subscribe this. I did my part. Jack did his part. We've been working on this for the last week and a half. We're presenting it to you, and we're sharing it so you guys can benefit, and you guys can pay it forward by liking, subscribing. I joke around about feeding that YouTube algo, but I think this is kind of an important one, and we do want to get it out there to as many people as we can. And I thank you for watching, and I hope that this is as beneficial to you. I hope this gives you guys more sales. I hope it helps, alleviate, we got 6 months of sales we got to make up, right? And it's time to stop speculating, and it's time to start doing things that seem to be working. We've gone through the tests. The results are there. There are more things that we can do that we will be talking about. Like, just getting the customer is one thing. Engaging them and closing the sale. I'm just gonna leave it at that for now. There is more coming. This is just the start of kind of like trying to get page views back, trying to get sales back, trying to get rid of the stress that all of us have been cumulatively experiencing. So take care, guys. We will talk soon.